You know, we're watching TV one day at my house, and that TV show Boston Public, which was like this ratchet ass high school drama, was on, and I was like, this looks so cool. And then my sister said to me, she's like, why don't you become a teacher? And I was like, I never thought about that. And then she's just like, you have so much experience working with kids already, you'd be great for it. So what I thought I was gonna do was like a traditional, like get an MBA, get a job, and just live life. So then I faked a bunch of volunteer experience. I got some people to hook me up with reference letters, and I applied to teachers college at the same university that I went to. And I like, generally people like plan this out like 3 years in advance, and I like packaged this whole thing up in 2 months, and then like did the interview, really like doubled down on like, you know, diversity and being a minority hire and being a male who wants to work with little kids. And then I got in teachers college, and then from teachers college I started hustling. I started skipping class and volunteering in classrooms really early.
Wait, what were you teaching? What subjects and what grade levels?
So when you're a student teacher, you're pretty much the assistant to a teacher. So my first half of the year, I was doing grade 1. And I was doing grade 1 in a school that I actually went to when I was in middle school. Yeah, and that school's in a challenging neighborhood. So it was bananas because I was teaching kids of whose parents I went to school with. Some of these girls had kids at like 14, 15, and now I was teaching their kids, and so I did grade 1 I did grade 1 for the first half, and then the second half I did grade 6, and then, you know, it just gave me the spectrum of just like the differences working with super young kids and super old kids, and then from that.
What was your favorite to work with? Just curiosity, like age wise.
The young kids are fun, but they take way more energy. You know, the older kids are way more paperwork, but you can explore more with them. You can go deeper with them, right?
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So one thing that I took from what you said is at a very young age, you were learning about things like philosophy, spirituality, ego.
Yeah.
Things that I personally feel like should be taught in grade school but aren't. Like, I didn't get introduced into that world until my 20s, and now at 31 I'm still learning about it and still trying to understand that level of life.
Yeah.
And you grew up with it, which I think is beautiful. Now, when you were teaching these students, were you teaching them these same things, or were you teaching them the basics of what grade school is today?
Well,
you know, like...
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. So it was a combination of both. Like, obviously you have a curriculum in what you have to teach them. So, you know, like when I became a teacher, I most of the years I spent teaching grade 4, grade 3. And, you know, you got to teach them how to like add double digit numbers, how to, you know, do long division, how to do, or, you know, learning about the native people or the settlers, or learning about magnets. You have to teach them all that stuff. But at the same time, like, you're also teaching them soft skills. So soft skills are cooperation, communication, independent work. All of these things, you know, where you have an opportunity. So like trying to teach kids empathy, it's hard because they're not wired for it. You know, like young kids aren't really wired to give a shit.
They're not, but I think
It
it's so
develops.
essential.
It is
It's
essential.
so essential to be introduced at a young age rather to try to introduce it to somebody when they're in their 20s. And like, I brought it up to people in the LA circle, and they looked at me like, I brought up the word, I believe, like I was talking to a girl and I said, I believe in energy, I believe in spirituality. And she looked at me, oh God, just like everybody else in LA. Because she's so ignorant to it.
Yeah.
She doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And I feel like had it been introduced at a younger age in my education system, it wouldn't have been such a far-fetched idea that I just believe in this hoopla that got made up. Like, a lot of these people think it's something that's new, not understanding that this dates back to, you know,
Forever.
Forever.
Yeah.